It's important for me to be an advocate because I believe each and every one of us just need a little help to get on our own 2 feet. We just need just one person to believe in us to make a difference. Maybe I'm a dreamer, but I like to dream. My name is Sandra Wells. I'm a Pacific Islander community health worker. I am also a translator interpreter for Palawan language. I am also a COFA health insurance project coordinator to sign people up for health insurance in Oregon. And recently getting involved with COVID-19 contact tracer, wraparound services, support, and community engagement and outreach. I got involved with Oregon Food Bank through FEAST. That's an Oregon Food Bank program for food, education, agriculture solutions together through my work. After the end of the FEAST program, through my work again, I was introduced to ambassadorship, the Sit to Supper ambassador. I translated the workshop materials and facilitated the workshops with the Sit to Supper for the Palawan community and how to garden in the Northwest. And I stayed on because I serve marginalized communities with food insecurity, and this makes sense to connect the communities to the most basic human rights, to have food security and to advocate for food that are also culturally appropriate for these communities.
I love working with Sandy. She's so passionate. She's so committed, she cares so much, she's determined, and she tirelessly works to make sure that the Pacific Islander communities and all Oregonians receive what they need during this crisis. It's truly an honor, and we are so thankful to be able to work with someone like Sandy Wells.
There's no one that I can think of that is more deserving than Sandy, and I know it was difficult to pinpoint one person, but honestly, I don't even know when she sleeps. When does Auntie Sandy sleep? I don't know. She's doing so many things. So honestly, she should be getting this award because she is about the community.
Auntie Sandy deserves this, 100%. I am so happy that she is being honored with this. Auntie Sandy is a huge supporter of mentoring and leadership development because we need leaders who look like us, who know what it's like to be from an island very far away, and how do we keep our connections, how do we keep our culture going and our language and our practices.
I think it's absolutely critical to have a person like Auntie Sandy be a part of the Oregon Food Bank, because not only does it raise an awareness of the Pacific Islander community, but it also brings visibility, and it also uplifts our voice at the decision-making table, or at least influence it, as to how we see foods being collected and being distributed, and to whom and to where throughout Oregon.
I recently found out that the PI communities don't see Oregon Food Bank as a service that they can tap into or a service that's designed for themselves. And I really believe in Oregon Food Bank mission in addressing the needs of the communities, the underserved, the marginalized communities. PI community is a marginalized community, and certainly that is a service that they can access, but they don't see it that way. I'm so glad now that we are starting to talk about Pacific Islanders and what's culturally appropriate food for them. It's important to me that we get recognized. We are here. We're not invisible anymore. We are here. We want to be recognized. We want to be counted. We want to be part of this community. We have lived in this community forever, and we want to be counted. We want to stand up. We want our voices heard. We want to be. We don't want to be underserved anymore. We want to be served.
Auntie Sandy has been a proponent of a more complete count for Oregon. She helped lead the workshop on preparing the members of Regagaw Balau to reach out to the rest of the Palauan community, as well as the greater Micronesian and Pacific Islander community, to encourage people to complete the census.
The census work is important because for the Pacific Island community who have been historically underserved and marginalized, it's important to get counted so we can get the services that the marginalized community might need, schools, hospitals, representation, to name a few. The needs for the community has not changed. It's just with COVID-19, it has brought it up to the surface. As a frontline worker, some of these people either lost their jobs or their hours were reduced, so that need became even more pressing.
Now with COVID-19, I just really see how much the community trusts her. You know, she is a community health worker with the Micronesian Islander Community Organization. Right now, Pacific Islanders are one of the highest case percentages that are infected. Even though we have a small population here in Oregon, we have the highest rate of infection. I know that if there is community COVID-19 testing event that's going to happen, I know that if I send a flyer to Auntie Sandy, she's going to be able to get folks in the Palau community to attend. She is definitely a go-to.
I always felt that I was meant to be a helper. Why do I do this work? Maybe the other part of that also is I have experienced hunger and hardship. To get connected with Oregon Food Bank and their mission and what they're doing, it's like a perfect match. And then because I would not be able to do what I do, helping others, if Oregon Food Bank wasn't there to provide the resources that I need to help the community. I see myself as just a helper. I'm a conduit.